What's poppin' YouTuber? Welcome to my channel, Astrology Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And this video right here is going to be a part 2 of Through My Energy Sign series. And we're moving on to Libra energy. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know how to read your birth chart, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-understanding, self-awareness, if nobody put you on as to why it's so important to understand yourself through astrology, to study yourself through astrology, and overall love yourself through astrology and numerology, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So now, if you have a lot of Libra energy in your chart, this is going to be the Libra archetype video. So it's not just Libra Sun, not just Libra Moon, but any Libra strong, heavy placements in your chart. You will relate to this video heavy. So without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? Alright, so boom. Libra energy. So now, before I start, like as we already know, the whole astrology wheel, zodiac circle, is a reflection of the human life experience. Like I said, we are all spiritual beings living a human experience. So we came from Aries being the first, being the baby, toddler, Aries being the baby, Taurus being the toddler, Gemini being like the preschooler, Cancer being the child stage, Leo being the teenager stage, Virgo being the young adult stage, and now we are at Libra, which is going to be like the late 20s, early 30s stage of life, because it represents like when people start thinking heavy about their partnerships and who they're going to really be with long term. So Libra is going to be the late 20s stage of our life. Now before I start, I'm going to give you all the basics just for the new people of Libra energy. Libra is an air sign. Libra is a cardinal air sign. Libra is a sign ruled by the planet of Venus. Now we already know cardinals are the initiators of the zodiac. They spark things. They begin the seasons. Libra begins the fall season. And air sign also represents social interactions, which is very big for this placement or for this energy. Social interactions, communication, connecting with people, intellectualizing things, things that are mental. Air sign is mental, so it's communication, social interactions, and connecting with people. Being ruled by Venus, we already know Venus is a planet of love, beauty, harmony. Harmony is big for Libra energy. Things that look good, taste good, smell good, things that are harmonious, and anytime you think about things that are beautiful, that's what Venus represents. Venusian energy is anything that is aesthetically pleasing, harmonious, and Libras are ruled by this planet of Venus. And now, why did I give Libra the late 20 stage or the partnership stage? And now Libras have the rep of, being very partner oriented type in their archetype. As we know, Libra is the opposite of Aries. Aries is the first sign. Aries is the baby. Aries is the more selfish kind of energy. Thinks about me first. Libra being the opposite of Aries, Libras really think about the others first. Libras really care about how they are in social interactions. Now, Libras are extremely intelligently, socially intelligent. They're really socially intelligent. And what does that mean? They care about how they can be in situations and bring harmony into situations. And now Libra's mantra is I balance. So balance is key for Libras in anything they do. They're ruled by the scales, so everything that they do in life, they try to bring balance and harmony, being ruled by Venus, trying to bring harmony into any situations that they go into. So thus being, they really care about their social, how they act socially, and they really care and keen in, are very intelligent when it comes to social interactions. Now, what does this mean? Now, a lot of times Libras have the rep of, being indecisive or being kind of ditzy or kind of going with the flow too much. And this is because they care deeply about what they say, how they look, how they act, how that correlates to the social environment. Like I said, air signs are communications, air signs is social interactions, air sign is intellectualizing things. So Libras, when it comes to being social, they value harmony over everything. They value balance over everything. And when it comes to social interactions, how you act, how you speak to people, the words you say to people, how you treat people is very important as to how the harmony will be in that social interaction. So they really detest, or they really hate, or they're really kind of like my last video, I said Virgos are very critical. Now Libras are very judgmental. Being the scales, being ruled by the judicial system, they're really judgmental of themselves and of others, especially when it comes to social interaction. So they say they really don't like people that burp without saying excuse me, or burp out loud, chew with their mouth open, walk into a room all loud as hell. Like, they don't like things that are thrown off harmoniously, because they like to bring balance and everything. So if you're the type, put yourself in the Libra energy's archetype shoes. If you're the type that has to bring balance into everything, if you're the type that really cares about social interactions, or really values harmony when it comes to social interactions, that will make you the type that will be very pleasing to others naturally. Libras have a talent of naturally knowing how to make people like them. They know the right words to say. They know how to look. They know how to move. They're really smooth in how they interact. They really know how to move and act in social settings that is pleasing, that is harmonious, that is bringing balance to the situation. And now, don't get it twisted. A lot of times, Libras take a long time for them to actually be direct, because like I said, the opposite of Libra is Aries. Aries is more direct, in your face. Like, you see what you get. If Aries doesn't like something, they'll tell you straight up. They'll really be like in your face with it. Libras, because they value the harmony and balance, they're kind of more indirectly, they kind of have a more indirect way of kind of asserting themselves. They kind of, especially if you're like the younger, less evolved Libra, asserting yourself could be a little harder, because being assertive means you have to bring in negative energy, or you have to bring in unbalanced energy to kind of like straighten it out. So like I said, don't get it twisted that if you see a Libra being like going with the flow a lot, or being kind of not assertive at the moment, don't think that they're weak. Don't think that they don't see what's going on. Libras see everything that's going on. They notice everything, especially when it comes to social interactions. They value people, or they value things that have, what's that word? Couth or decorum. They value things that have that are socially pleasing and socially balanced. But like I said, they take a lot of times they could hold things in, especially if you're the younger, less evolved Libra. They could go with the flow too much, hold things in too much. They don't want to bring unbalance to the situation until like one thing, like the straw that breaks the camel's back, until one thing just makes them go haywire, and then you actually see the other side, the dark side, the assertive side, and it comes out harshly and rashly. And because Libra is an air sign, it's going to come out with the things they say. And because Libra is ruled by scales, like I said, they're really judgmental. So a lot of times they're viewing situations, and they're kind of judging people in their head, like, why is that person doing things like that? How come that person didn't do this? Or they judge themselves as in how come, or why, if I say things like this, that person reacts like this? Or should I say this, or should I say it like this? Like, they kind of judge themselves to make sure that things are harmonious and balanced. But if you're kind of taking advantage of it, or if you keep pushing and prying, you will see that other side, and it will come out in the words they say, and it will be like, it's kind of like they build it up, and then it just comes out all at once, and you actually hear everything that they had been holding in for a long time. It'll come out brashly and harshly. So like I said, Libra energy, they really care deeply about social interaction. They care about balance and harmony. So a lot of times, them being assertive at first is hard for them, because they really want things to be peaceful and smooth and Venusian and beautiful and harmonious. Remember, Venus likes things being even keel, harmonious, beautiful, and balanced. But if you take that, if you look at that as a weakness, or take that for granted, you will see the other side. You will see the dark side coming out. And now, like I said, the stage of life is the late 20s kind of stage of when people start thinking heavy about their partnerships and relationships. A lot of times, you will not find a Libra single just because they don't have options. You will find them single either by choice, or if they want to. But they have so many admirers. People love Libras so much. Libras just know how to make people like them so easily. A lot of times you will talk to a Libra person, someone that has a lot of Libra energy in their chart. You'll think they're flirting with you. They themselves don't even know if they're flirting. They just naturally know exactly how to act in social situations. They know how to act in human interaction situations. They just know how to move and act in situations that can make someone like them. So don't take a Libra being nice to you, or a Libra like, talking to you smoothly, as in they're flirting with you heavy, because they themselves might not even realize they're flirting. They just know how to act in harmonious and Venusian ways. Now, to get with a Libra person, like I said, you have to understand that air sign is intellectual, air sign is social. So you have to be the type to also be socially aware of situation. You have to have couth and decorum, like I said. You have to have class. You have to know how to act in public. You have to know how to be social. You have to know how to move. You have to know how to dress and how to look nice too, because they really value things that look good and, you know, aesthetically pleasing. You have to know how to do these things, but overall, you have to also be intelligent. Libras don't kind of get the reputation for being intelligent. They kind of get their reputation for being shallow and, you know, vain, or liking things, looking good all the time. But air signs value intellectual things. So Libras really care about the mental. They really care about having that mental connection, having that mental relationship, having that mental compatibility in a way. So understand how important intellectualizing things is to them. Understand how important balance is to them. Understand how important being socially aware of situations is to them. Fairness is to them. Things have to be fair or it's not right for Libra energy. And now they do get their reputation for being indecisive. And like I said, it's not them not knowing what decision to make. They just don't like having to bring out bad news. They don't like having to say negative things, having to be the bearer of bad news. So a lot of times they kind of sugarcoat when they say things. They can have an opinion, but they don't want to kind of make someone else feel bad, so they kind of have a way of covering up their opinion in a way. But that indecisiveness comes from them not wanting to choose something and make another person, or kind of say bad news for another person to hear the bad news, or another person to be affected by their choice in a way. So they're not indecisive as in they don't know what they want, because like I said, they are cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are the go-getters. They are the initiators. They are the sparkers. They are the leaders. You can't be a leader if you're indecisive. So they actually have, it's like the masculine energy. They actually have that energy to actually initiate and go after what they want. They just don't like to be the bearer of bad news. They don't like to say something or be in situations that bring imbalance to the situation. Like I said, balance is such a key thing. Being the scales, being ruled by an object as the scales, they kind of take their emotions out in situations and they just care about fairness. Being the judge, being ruled by the judicial system, like I said, being fairness, balance is the only most important thing in that situation. So being decisive is like choosing something, but then knowing that someone else, like saying choosing a restaurant or choosing anything, knowing that someone else might not want it, or knowing that someone else might not, or knowing that it might throw off the balance. It's like they really care so much about the social balance that's where their indecisive nature comes in. But like I said, don't get it twisted that they're not smart or they don't know what they want. They just crave balance, and they value balance and things being even keel and peaceful over everything. So like I said, overall, Libra energy, you have to be smart to get with a Libra person. Don't take their smoothness as in like they really like you like that, because a lot of times they're just flirting just by nature, because they're really smart intellectually and socially as into how to act in social situations. Now, negative of having like a lot of Libra placements, like I said, you do like to judge others, but a lot of times you could really internally judge yourself too, which is where it stems from, like I said, not always being assertive or speaking up, because you're always like, am I going to say the right thing? Or how can I say this that person won't get as mad? It's like that judgmental factor is something that needs to be understood, as in don't be too overcritical on yourself. Don't be too judgmental of yourself and others, but understand that if you are dealing with a Libra person, understand how important it is for you to not always try to ruffle the feathers, or you to not always try to bring conflict in their face, for you to not always try to do things that throws off the balance. Because when things are not fair, when the tails are not evenly peeled, when the scales are not even, when the scales are tipping, the Libra, they have masculine energy. The Libra is an air sign. The Libra is a cardinal sign. They will bring in that wrath, or will come in with that energy. They will actually even out the scales. And it will be so surprising to some people. It's like, damn, I didn't know you had that in you. It will be so surprising and shocking. But Libras generally don't like to be that kind of negative. They don't like to bring that negativity. Like a sign will always say, if you're negative, just get out the room. Or if you're negative, just leave. Like, they don't really like negative energy, because negativity is not harmonious and Venusian and beautiful. But if you bring that to them, understand that they will hit you with that back, and they will really tell you about yourself, because they really look at you and can really like critique you heavy internally. But if you're the type to always bring negativity to them, they can really tell you about yourself on a grand scale. But overall though, Libras are beautiful beings, beautiful it's a beautiful energy, Venusian energy, cares about partnerships, are really loyal and dedicated to their partner, because a lot of times they care about others more than they care about themselves, as opposed to their opposite Aries, who cares about themselves more opposed as they care about others. So they're really good partners. They're really good relationship oriented type people. Like I said, they have a lot of admirers. Like I said, they won't be single because they have no options. A lot of times they'll be single by choice, but they're relationship oriented type people. So having them around brings balance, brings beauty, brings harmony. Being in a relationship with one brings someone that actually cares about what you feel, what you think. They care about you low key more than they care about themselves. They kind of get their identity through how you view them or how the relationship is. So understand how important bringing harmony and bringing balance to Libra's life is, and understand how important to a Libra bringing balance and bringing harmony is to the situation. So that was my video on Libra energy. Hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be on Scorpio energy, and you already know I'm about to go in. If y'all subscribe to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real, you already know. But if you still haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, handle that one time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, be safe, and breathe. It's your boy, Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all.